What's going on, everybody? It is Straight Out of Boston here. Today I'm back for episode number 40 of my Brooklyn Nets MyLeague series here in NBA 2K16. Today we're back with the regular season finale for year number 4 in this MyLeague series. We're going to be taking on the Charlotte Hornets, who currently are third in the conference, battling for that playoff positioning here as we get towards the end of the regular season. Take a look at some of the player stats. Since the trade deadline, pickups, our offense has gotten a lot better. And here is Charlotte's team as well. Look out for their young point guard Frank Tilikina, as he'll be matched up against Eric Bledsoe, the guy who has asserted himself as the best player on this team that looks to make a push in the Eastern Conference playoffs this year. But Bledsoe made his 4th straight All-Star appearance in this season, and he is getting ready, as is Chris Miles, to take on Charlotte here in, as I mentioned before, a battle for that playoff positioning at the top of the Eastern Conference. So it's Nikola Mirotic getting things started with a 3 from the top of the key. You know, that shot is always cheese. The CPU is going to be able to take advantage of that because the defensive 4 is not going to be paying attention. But it's Chris Miles getting into the paint there with the one-handed slam. Now it's 9-8 early. Charlotte on top by 1, but Miles catching this one, coming around the screen, trying to get his way into the paint. But this time he's going to dish it off to Porzingis, and Porzingis is just going to shoot right over his man right there. Now it's Miles coming off of another screen, trying to get into the paint, and he will do just that. Right by J.R. Smith. Chris Miles playing shooting guard now. Since that trade deadline, he has been playing shooting guard after the pickup of Chandler Parsons, and Miles has been thriving there. He's been getting the ball a lot in playmaking opportunities. Ball in his hands is clearly where he thrives. He can dish the rock when he's coming off of a screen like that, as you saw him do to Porzingis, and he's really just overall thriving, playing the 2 now since we picked up Chandler Parsons. So even if Chandler Parsons, we decide, is not a long-term fit at that small forward position, I think we found something with Miles playing shooting guard. But for Parsons right now, you know, he makes open shots, and that's really what we want out of that guy playing small forward. He's kind of the 5th option on offense. We really just want that guy to be able to spread the floor. It'd be a little bit more ideal if he was a better defender, but the good thing about that is we do have Andre Iguodala, and so we can really match up offense, defense with them. And if one of our bigs is in foul trouble, either of our bigs can play center, and we can go small ball with Parsons at the 4 and run him and Iguodala together, and that can kind of mitigate some of the need for perimeter defense. But anyway, overall, it's a very good fit. So I kind of talked about that a little bit at the end of the last episode, but I'm really happy with the way that the team has been playing since the deadline. I think the fit is really good. And anyway, getting back to the gameplay here, it's Harrison Barnes, former Brooklyn Net, getting into the lane there, tying the game up at 43 apiece. Now it is Miles, supposed to give it down to Porzingis low, but he's got the mismatch, and he's going to take advantage, getting right by Mirotic to the cup there for the right-handed finger roll layup. So we would go into the half up by 4, and you're going to take a look at the halftime stats here. We've got 26 rebounds to their 13, but we also have 9 turnovers, as that makes up for the discrepancy in the field goal percentage there, as we've shot the ball almost 10% better than Charlotte. But it's Porzingis on the offensive boards here with the 2-handed putback slam as we go up by 6. Now it is Tilikina with it covered by Miles. He's going to dish this one off to J.R. Smith from behind the line, and Smith splashes home that 3 now, so Charlotte makes it a 1-point game. It is Parsons bringing the ball up. He's just going to do one little crossover, go right by Nick Batum. Batum, a player that I've always been, or long been a big fan of. And he ended up on Charlotte after being traded from Portland last year in real life, and he's had a pretty good season, resurging himself a little bit in Charlotte this year, and he's been a pretty good player for this team in this MyLeague series as well. So he's got to look out for a good 2-way player, but Parsons blew right by him there. Then it's Miles finding McCollum for the open jumper, just beyond the foul line right there. Now make it a 4-point game. Once again, it's 67-63. Now Bledsoe pulling up in transition. He's going to get that one to go. However, his foot was on the line, so that would be ruled a 2. Now it's a 6-point game. Iguodala pushing the tempo at the end of the quarter. McCollum for 3. Gets it to go. We go up by 9. That would be the score at the end of 3, 72-63, as McCollum with the big 3-pointer there at the end of the quarter. Now, here we go, start of the 4th. It is Tilikina with the ball, finding Mirotic for the long 2, and that jumper is going to be good. So Charlotte's staying close here, keeping close, I should say. 74-67. It's Miles coming around the screen to the basket, and 1 with the hard foul from Mirotic. And Miles would convert the and 1 to put the Nets up by 10, now 77-67. Mirotic finds Tilikina from behind the line, and that is what Tilikina can do. He can really shoot the ball and play make for his teammates there, averaging up over, I believe, 6 assists a game in this his 2nd or 3rd season in the NBA now, as he was in one of the first couple draft classes from early in the MyLeague, but now it's a 6-point game. Lopez finds Porzingis in stride for 3. Porzingis puts us up by 9. That's a big shot, as everyone getting involved in the offense now. It is Kyle Quinn now trying to get the game back to 6, and he does just that with the shot from behind the line. Now back to 8 though we go. It is Chris Miles with the ball finding Bledsoe from behind the line himself, and Bledsoe's going to drain the corner 3, putting us up 11 with 90 seconds to go, and that would pretty much seal the deal. We're going to go on to win 98-92 as Barnes hits the 3-pointer at the buzzer to get it back to 6. But the final is going to be 98-92. The Nets go on to win. So looking pretty good. Looks like we're going to get a top 2 seed in the Eastern Conference, if not the number 1 seed. We'll see how Orlando finishes out the season. We entered this game, I believe, a game and a half back of Orlando. So it's a pretty close race right now, and the win certainly helps us. We'll probably, like I said, at least get a top 2 seed now that we've distanced ourselves from Charlotte even more, as Charlotte and Chicago look to battle for that 3rd spot. But here we go now, taking a look at the box score here. 3 guys at 16 points for Charlotte, but other than that, they have a good deep team. They have their first 7 or 8 guys. It's much like Orlando. It's kind of a good first 7 or 8 guys. No real true superstars on the team, but it makes for a pretty good team in the Eastern Conference. We had good balance scoring though. Miles with 23, but we had 5 guys in double figures, all with at least 12. McCollum providing that punch off the bench. But that's going to do it. Here is the 2K postgame show.
Kevin, thank you. So why don't we take a look now at our Jordan player of the game? The entire second half was just phenomenal. You could see there was no way he was going to let them lose.
They asked an awful lot from him tonight offensively, and he delivered. When they needed a big bucket, he was the guy they turned to, and he delivered, like I said. I mean, this guy was unbelievable. He did not shy away from the moment.
And folks, that'll wrap it up for tonight. We hope you enjoyed the game. For Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith, Kevin Harlan, and the entire 2K Sports crew, I'm Ernie Johnson. Have a good evening.